Today, we are opening the show with a discussion on what is happening in Plateau State, where we have seen quite a bit of killings that has gripped the attention of the whole country. To join me in that conversation, I have a retired Major General who was actually in 2017-2018 the first commander of Operation Safe Haven. He has also been a sector commander of the UNAMID, United Nations Force in Darfur, and is currently a security consultant for both the AU and ECOWAS. I'd like to welcome retired Major General Tony Atolagbe back to Inside Sources.
Thank you very much.
General, good to see you again.
Good afternoon, everybody.
All right. So now what is happening in Plateau and Benue states recently is a recurring decimal. Like I said in the introduction, in 2017, I remember, that you were the first commander in Plateau State, actually. And I remember as part of the vice president's delegation, I believe in June of 2018 or thereabout, yes. I was there, and you were the first commander. You briefed the vice president, and quite a lot of things happened. It was this kind of thing that happened then, for which the vice president came, and he promised justice and even relief. And that problem is still there today, to the extent that the governor of Plateau State, Caleb Mutfwang, is actually describing it as a genocide. So I wanted to start from there. Now, what's your own reaction to that very strong position of the governor?
Thank you very much. I think the choice of language to use is reserved to the user. So this incident has been happening over the years. Many reports, I'm saying as at 2018, there were more than 20-something reports that have been written on the crisis in the Plateau.
What do you mean reports,
That is committee set up.
Okay, by the government.
Yes. More than 20-something reports. And
up to date,
to this time, we have not seen any table, like a strategic implementation table, that says you should have so thing achieved by so time, and then you should also do this by this time, and you should do this by this time. Nothing. Except if somebody knows. I'm aware that there is an agency in Plateau State currently, and even when I was there, and except if federal government has the funding to give them, I'm not sure the state has the capability to handle the problem that is within their domain right now, because it will involve a lot of spending. So, for me, I think we should. It is true that there are killings going on, but it is not untrue that both sides are also killing each other.
So it's some kind of mutual distrust that has developed
between
different groups.
Yes. It's just that perhaps what some people are doing is quite higher than what another group is doing. But
the difference is in the degree.
Yes, and that was what what we met and what is still playing on there. And well, I came into the theater and I told myself that I told them, everybody in a meeting, I told them that if you don't stop, I will start arresting you. Whoever you are, I will arrest you.
That was when you resumed as the first commander?
Yes. After the first 2 months, because I tried to pacify, speak to them, this, then. And that was one of the incidents in which a group killed on this side, then the other people went after the other one. So, and when they were not going to stop, I started picking people. Got some equipment which are not even allocated to my office or to my command. And then I started using this equipment to pick people.
Okay, you started tracking them.
Yes, the first thing that happened was that in one of the sites, one of the locations, one of the scenes where they did some killings, the phone of one of the attackers fell.
Okay.
So we picked the phone and then we track the person. Then from him, we were able to get 3 other persons, making 4. And straight away, we told those who I reported to the higher command and I was told to transfer them. I told them they were already on their way to Abuja. So, and that's what happened.
Interesting. Because now I remember in, I believe this was 26 June 2018.
Yes.
You know, when there was this kind of stuff that happened similarly in Plateau State. The vice president was there. He met with the governor. And he even went there with another governor of Kebbi State who was in charge of some agreed funding.
Yes.
You know, and then you were the...
And even all service chiefs, like the chief of air staff was there.
Now, so the point I wanted to make from that is that during that briefing, you know, that you gave and several other people, stakeholders, I found out that the problem is essentially between the Fulani people on the one hand and a lot of the local communities, you know, different, quite a number of different ethnic groups. Now, at that particular time, I think it was the Fulani that had attacked.
Yes.
You know, but then what I learned from that trip was that, so this had become a tit for tat attack. You know, the Fulanis were attacked, those other local groups were attacked back. You know, all kinds of killings going on.
Yes.
Right. Now, so what I wanted to ask you now is what the governor had also said, and which a number of other people in the in Plateau have said, that yes, it is true that, you know, you have this mutual attack going on, but that a particular group, I think, you know, some of the Fulani attackers have taken over land permanently in those places. I wanted to ask you that when you were the sector commander, you know, first commander of Operation Save Haven, you know, was something like that? Did you observe that? Or, you know, I want to have an idea of how long that has been going on. The governor said 60 communities. I wanted to ask you, Lieutenant General Atolagbe, when you were the first commander, did you observe anything like that? You know, just for the sake of public interest.
Okay. I want to say that these clashes have been going on for several years.
Yeah.
So there is nothing that somebody is bringing out today that has not been there before. So it's not news that somebody is coming out to say that there are land grabbing going on.
So it's been going on for...
It's there. It's just... I just commend the courage of the governor to have come out and said it, because some people are afraid of saying it. And my question is, if you say there is such a thing, is that a government of its own? Have you okay, maybe when they want to resolve any issue, they call them to government house. Don't fight, don't do this. Then everybody, they go. But what measures? Because, okay, a lot of people say things on TV. We will make sure that we provide security, we will step up, we will do this. Go and check. There is nothing that follows. So, if you say people are doing this, take steps. Those before this governor, they did not do anything. Okay, you said they are grabbing people's land. Is that in your law in the state?
You are saying that is not legal. That shouldn't have been.
An illegality is taking place in your state.
That what did they do?
And somebody is reporting
as
it.
The political authority.
Who should report it and who should have been handling it? There are steps to be taken. If you know you can, some steps are beyond your powers. Go to the federal might and take the next step and say, Sir, can we get a military team? Because this one is beyond the civilian issue. That you say, it's not a commission like River Basin or all this thing that you say you want to go and claim waterway or this thing. No, this one is beyond that. So if you want to do something, put something on the ground and say, this is to be achieved by social time, this is to be achieved. Then you go there, issue land papers to the owners of the real owners of the place.
It's interesting, you know,
Okay, so
because
you now see it's more or less like we're just making a show out of this thing. Things need to be done. If you say somebody is doing the wrong thing, then the law has to take its own
course.
Of course. And this is just, if you check any place that evil is perpetrating in this country, it's because they are not applying law.
Yeah, there's impunity.
You arrest somebody, the law in some state, in a particular state, says that if you catch somebody with arms at a particular point in time when this problem was on, that you can bail the person with 2,500 naira. So you deploy military, they waste their time, go arrest people. The second day, the man is in his house. And he's going to tell his neighbors that, don't worry, I will kill all of you. You are the ones that went to report me.
So what kind of law is that 2,500, did that actually happen?
Yes, if you arrest somebody with weapons, you see somebody with weapons, you arrest him. The law says that it's 1973 kind of law that
has it been changed?
It was just changed recently.
Oh my God, interesting. So based on your experience, so you have noticed this thing, you have managed the crisis. What else do you think ought to be done that has not been done, especially in the area of security, to curtail this? I mean, I understand from what you've said that the problems are not just military and security.
Yes.
You know, I mean, there has been so much distrust between all these communities. Yes. A lot of that. So we need a political solution that addresses all those grievances that that all the different groups, share. I think for the most part, is the Fulanis on one hand and then local groups on the other. So there is need to build trust again, to build cohesion, to build unity. That is for the politicians and the political leaders and international rulers. But in terms of the security, what else do you think can be done, retired general? What else can we do? How can we do this job better?
In terms of security?
Yes.
You will recall that in 2018, there were certain measures that were supposed to be taken. There were supposed to be deployments of mobile police into this particular area, this Bokos and Bakin-Ladi area.
Yes.
I'm not sure if they are there.
If it
today,
happened.
If it happened.
Wow.
The fund that was supposed to be given to farmers and the rest of them, which the vice president made public, that this money is here, is lying down, nobody has accessed it. I'm not sure that money was ever released to anybody, because it was supposed to be a kind of be used for the peace building efforts, so that you can use it to pacify both sides.
Rehabilitation,
Yes. But one other thing I was doing that was, if you kill some cows, we'll go to the government and say, okay, just to pacify these people, let's see whether we can just give them something. Because if you say somebody ate in the farm and then you kill 70-something cows, you say, I mean, it's just reasonable for us to just see how we can pacify the other side. But it doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't.
Now, to the question. You see, it takes a lot to do the right thing. If you want to do the right thing, you must have courage.
Very true.
If you don't have courage, you just come, they will give you a position, and you just be lying. You will be telling the other side of the story.
You will be telling tales.
Yes. Now, are there people who can stand and face this problem and tell the story exactly as it is, to the two sides that what you are doing is not correct and that what you are doing is not correct. And this is the midway to go so that there can be peace.
That's the role of our government, of our political leaders.
Do you understand? So, but this thing has been happening. If you say you are looking for somebody who has courage now, okay, look at all the past leaders. Do you understand? So you see that this thing takes a lot of, I don't know what they are going to do, how we are going, how they want to do it, but there has to, so in doing that, in doing what I'm trying to say, like maybe that you need somebody, a courageous leader or some courageous people to come into this matter and talk to these people and tell them just exactly what it is, because there are remote causes.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And if these remote causes are not addressed, you just go there, say you have resolved the issue. Somebody is doing inside his house.
Yeah.
Are you understanding me? So that is, then from that point, you now say, okay, let me create a committee to facilitate this project.
Right.
When you do that, you now draw a timeline. The issue is, if you do a timeline this year now, is the government that is coming next, are they going to follow it? Because those are some of the challenges that we face in policy implementation. If you say you want to do it this way, another person comes, or maybe another party, they say, please, bring another formula. Do you understand? So that problem, we have it. That's number one. Number two, there are equipment that we can use to track people. Drones. I commend the military. They are finding ways to manufacture their own drones to their own specifications.
Right.
So that they can, employ them better and then. But I will still say that beyond drones, there are satellites.
Okay.
So, because drones can do its work within a particular time frame. You send it out, if it's a 2-hour or 3 hours kind of drone, it goes and comes back. Within the time that is back, you relaunch another one, and maybe you keep doing that. But again, if you are operating at night, do they have the eyes to see people's faces? Because these guys are operating mostly at night.
Yeah.
So, but with satellites, what the satellite does is that everything you are doing is covering it. You leave your house to come and attack. You go back to your house, and after that attack, you wash up and you are going out. So even if they don't see your face in the night, they will see your face in the day.
So you are saying, of course, that satellites do better jobs than...
Yes, I know that there is a Renew Hope agenda to launch 4 satellites in this government. And we will just plead with Mr. President to please put the security one as a priority.
Okay, so let me ask you. So if we're going to have the satellite, will it be the satellite of the federal government, or is it the military or the police, or can we just use one satellite that the federal government controls so that everybody can get information from it? What would be your own suggestion?
Well, we don't even have the capacity to launch. Most times, we request other governments to help us to launch. I don't know if we have now. Because I'm told that one of our satellites is being monitored or being handled by some foreign...
The reason why I brought that up was that I think just about a week ago, sitting on that chair, the former Minister for Communication, Barrister Adebayo Shitu, actually told us, everybody had it, that he actually wanted to buy, I think, about 3 satellites. Nigeria had one, but it wasn't working efficiently. Now, he regretted that memo didn't go very far. One of the things that he thought he could have done that he wasn't able to achieve. So in that plan, it was the federal government that will own the satellite. What I wanted to ask you is that if that is in place, Would that be suitable for the military and the police to also access information from it? Or do they have to have their own control satellite?
Well, I know that we have what we call a Defense Space Agency.
Okay.
We have a SATCOM or something. I know the other was and NASDA. They all have different degrees of functions that they do. One is communication, one is environmental, and so on. But the one for defense,
right,
like what the US does, they just light up the field of operation. Their own satellite. They just beam it on the field of operation. So it's not like maybe they are to be shared or to be, even if it is the government that controls it, at the point that they need to launch a satellite for operations, they just put it, what they did in Iraq, it was even night was daylight in Iraq for them. They knew everywhere where the forces were, and they knew where to go at any specific time to direct troops and to, so if this kind of thing is engaged, you just light up the field. Now, it first of all reduces waste of effort. It makes you to gain speed to get things sorted out because
even intelligence.
So you already seen where the people are. You already seen how they move out of their houses. You already seen somebody. Oh, there's somebody who is strangely carrying a weapon here or something. Because the area view of the drone is limited. You understand? But if it's satellite, for God's sake, and that's why I say, look, if you don't have, approach federal government. How did they get Oka, the one that came to attack Eagle Square? It's, the whole thing that was done to get him was provided for the public to know that they got satellite image video of all the things that it took them 5 days to land in the vehicle before they moved the vehicle to Gwagwalada.
It was Oka.
The one that is undergoing trial in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
The one that wanted to bombed.
Yes. Okay.
So
it was through the use of satellite.
Yes. So and up till the point that he got to Gwagwalada, the guy slept overnight before he now drove to Eagle Square. He didn't come early because a lot of vehicles had already parked close to Eagle Square. Otherwise, if you had gotten then. So these facilities are there. It's just that you are going to pay because you don't have. But if these 4 satellites that the federal government has embarked now, if priority is given to, then we can just pray that things will get better. Police, we even have satellite that can be projected over maybe North Central Nigeria, for example. And then you now have that situation where car number plates of criminals can be picked and you can follow them up to their houses.
Thank you so much. This is quite very useful. But because of our time, we have to conclude now. Thank you so much, Retired Major General Tony Atolagbe, for coming to Inside Sources, and thank you for your contributions each time you come, and the knowledge and the expertise that you have acquired. Thank you for your service to the country, and thank you for coming to Inside Sources.